12 days in Luang Prabang, a UNESCO heritage town tucked between the Mekong and the mountains. From stunning waterfalls to quiet temple mornings, night markets, and riverside sunsets, we soaked up this historic town. But is it worth staying this long? Let's find out.
It's our first morning in Laos. Well, that's not true. First morning in Luang Prabang. Our Airbnb is lovely, so we had just a real nice slow start to the day, slow morning, and we stay a little further out of town, which we knew. We have a scooter to get around, but we thought, you know, for our first day, let's just make our way on foot, get a feel for the place. I think it's about an hour's walk to get to the town, but I really like where we're staying. It's, you know, quite authentic, lots of locals. Jimmy just stopped at a food stand and got all sorts of unknown meat. I've got banana chips to snack on this morning, and we'll just get to know the city. What did you try first?
The buffalo sausage.
Buffalo sausage.
Yeah.
Some spices in there.
That's good.
How's the flavor?
Nice.
Yeah? So we're in town now, down by the riverside, and you can definitely tell when things switch over to be more touristy. This is where you can catch a boat. So if you're just walking down the street, you'll get approached. You know, hello, boat sir, do you want to go to the cave? Do you want to go to the waterfall? Do you want to jump in my taxi? Do you want to take my boat? So if you're looking for transport options, day tour options, then head to the riverfront.
Luang Prabang is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and walking through the streets, it's easy to see why. It's a blend of traditional Lao wooden houses, golden temples, and colonial-era buildings left from the French. Unlike busier cities in Southeast Asia, Luang Prabang has a slower pace. There's no high-rises, no neon lights, just quiet, tree-lined streets with historic charm. The city was once the royal capital of Laos, and that history still lingers in its architecture and atmosphere. There's loads to explore around the area, so we're bringing you our top 3 must-sees, starting with Quang Si Falls. About an hour outside the city, Quang Si Falls is one of the most famous spots in Laos. The water's unreal shade of blue, thanks to the limestone minerals, and there are several tiers where you can swim, explore, or just take in the view.
So after you cross the bridge, you can take this dirt path up to a lookout point.
Right in the middle of town is Fusi Hill, and it's the best spot for a panoramic view of the city. You can climb up the 300 steps, and at the top you'll find Wat Cham Si, a golden stupa that's been watching over the town for centuries.
So to walk up Fusi Hill, I think there's a few entry points, and it's free to walk up the hill. If you want to go up to the stupa, it is a 30,000 kip charge. So just paid that. Check it out. If you would rather see the Sutep with less crowds, I recommend going during the day. If you're looking for an elevated sunset view, I believe this is quite a popular spot.
One of the best ways to see the city is from the river at sunset. This evening, we're gonna head out on a sunset Mekong cruise. We're just going with the flow. Our previous Airbnb host arranged it, so looking forward to meeting up with them and take you guys along with us.
And beware of haircuts here because the scalp will be like this.
He still looks handsome though.
The light on the water, the mountains in the distance, and the slow rhythm of the river. It's one of those moments that makes Luang Prabang feel timeless.
Yes.
We enjoyed some great nights out with friends, the sunset, and a couple cocktails.
Just walking down the hill here from our accommodation. We're gonna have some drinks and dinner out tonight in town. Our Airbnb host invited us, and then we might have some other friends that we met from the boat. So, hey, we still clean up pretty nicely, I think.
There's plenty of nightlife options, tucked down little alleys, sunsets along the river, and plenty of mixed and fine dining.
Heading to check out Fusi Market today. I believe it's commonly known as a morning market, so it starts quite early and goes until maybe 10 a.m. or 11 a.m. My guess is the mornings are more for the food, the fresh fish, the fresh produce. We're gonna get there around noon, so we'll just see what's open.
The morning market is all locals, people buying produce, street vendors grilling meat, a different kind of energy than the night market, which is slower, more catered to travelers.
There's 10, wait a minute.
We started to recognize the same vendors, the same faces. That's when we realized we weren't just passing through anymore. Spending Christmas in Luang Prabang was unexpected, but perfect. The town had just enough energy without being overwhelming, and we found our rhythm. Mornings at the market, afternoons exploring, and nights out with friends. We stayed just outside the main part of town, which gave us some space from the busier streets. It was peaceful, quiet. Every morning we'd wake up to hazy mountain views, and every night we'd come back to that same stillness. It gave us time to just sit with everything, to actually enjoy the slow pace instead of always thinking about what's next. Being across the street from the beautiful Santi Resort didn't hurt either. You do need a motorbike when staying out here. But hey, if the kids can do it, you can do it too. Luang Prabang isn't a place that hits you all at once. It's a place that sinks in slowly. At first you think a few days is enough. See the waterfalls, check out the temples, move on. But if you stay just a little longer, you start to feel something different. You stop being a tourist and start becoming part of the rhythm. We came here expecting to stay for a few days. 12 days later, it felt just long enough.